What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a quick election update, a stimulus package election update. I want to remind you guys of what is at stake when it comes to the Senate. I know everyone's focused on the president right now, President Trump, Joe Biden, who's going to win. We need to focus on the Senate. And so when you start watching the returns, some of the returns are coming in right now. Take a look at the Senate races, because that's what's going to be key when it comes to another stimulus package. When are we going to receive it? How much is it going to be? And so that's what we're going to take a look at today. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out videos. All right, so we're going to take a look, and I'll just open up here. Now, I created this little diagram here just to kind of outline exactly what we're looking at when it comes to the Senate. And if we do have the Senate go a certain way, what we're looking at. If we have the president and the Senate go a certain way, what we could potentially be looking at for a stimulus package. And so that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we have, and let me just kind of show you exactly what we're looking at. We have on the left-hand side here, we have Trump. So if Trump wins plus the Senate, that's what we're looking at there. If Trump wins plus the Senate, so if he wins and we maintain the Senate, Republicans maintain the Senate, then we're looking at early 2021. Now, that's when we're going to receive a stimulus package, early 2021. So in all of these cases, it's going to be early 2021. I can't see any situation where in a lame duck Congress, something will get done when it comes to a stimulus package. I just can't see it being done. So let's go back. If Trump wins and the Senate stays Republican, then we're looking at early 2021, $500 billion package. That's probably what we're going to see, because they'll maintain the Senate. And we already know the Senate's not even really, some senators, Republican senators, aren't even interested in another stimulus package at all. This might be one of those situations where now the Republicans have leverage and they just decide to go ahead and go with that $500 billion because because Democrats realize they're not going to be able to get anything else. Plus, you'll have the president who is touting, we want large stimulus, but after he wins re-election, there's really no incentive at this point other than to help the American people, which I would think would be incentive enough. But we see that politicians haven't moved on this. So this is not one of those things where they're just saying it has to happen. We have to send out direct payments and things like that to the American people. So I think the White House at that point, if they do win re-election, they're probably just going to go with it, the $500 billion, and really pretty much force the Democrats to come along with that or not get anything. So we already saw, and this is just a rough outline of what we were looking at when we were looking at the skinny bill before. So $300 enhanced unemployment, PPP funding, liability protection, funding for schools, airlines, and then testing. Testing will be in all of in any package that we see. We're most likely going to see something when it comes to testing, tracing, and a vaccine. All right, so that's the first scenario. Second scenario here, if Biden wins plus the Senate. So if Biden wins and the Senate turns to the Democratic Party, and so now you have Democrats running the White House and running both chambers of Congress. So if we have a situation like that, I think we'd be looking at early 2021. There's not going to be a change, because if the Senate goes to the Democrats, you have to wait until January 21st in order for things to actually happen, or January 20th, the inauguration. But you're going to have to wait until that period for something to happen. So looking at early 2021, $3 trillion. So we're looking at $3 trillion HEROES Act. They'll probably go back to the original HEROES Act and push that. They can go ahead and push that through at that time. So that you'd be looking at in that situation, $600 enhanced unemployment, PPP funding, direct payments, so the stimulus checks. You saw that there were no stimulus checks in that the first option that I showed you. Now, I will say this is all speculation on my part. So this doesn't mean that this is what we see exactly. This is just based off what we've seen in the past. So if we go with the HEROES Act, the original HEROES Act, there are a lot of different things in there. The airline funding I added to it. The airline funding is definitely going to be in there somewhere because we know how the airline industry is suffering right now, along with the American people. But the airline industry is suffering. I'm sure there's going to be at least $25 billion for the airline industry. So testing as well will be in there. So rather than go to the HEROES Act and look at everything that was in there, we're just going to go off the kind of the key points that were in the HEROES Act. Now, one thing that I didn't put on here, essential worker pay. So like a bonus or something like that for essential workers. That was in the HEROES Act. So if we have Biden win and the Senate go to the Democrats, will we see some type of essential worker pay for in that situation? So I didn't put that in there, but we'll have to see where that goes. Now, another scenario, Trump wins, but he does not win the Senate. They don't regain the Senate. So you have the Democrats running the Senate, but then you have Trump in office. This is where I think we'll see the White House, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, who will be the leader. Then they're going to get to a negotiation and really have to hash something out. And I think we'll be looking at something similar to what we were trying to get already with 2.2 trillion to 1.9 trillion. And this is a question mark when it comes to enhanced unemployment, $450. I put a question mark there because it might be around that number, or it could even be higher. It could go back up to the $600 enhanced unemployment. PPP funding, OSHA protection. So instead of liability protection, it'll be OSHA protections. Testing, so testing, tracing, vaccine, school funding, airline funding, and direct payments. Those are some of the things that we'd be looking at if Trump wins, but the Senate turns to the Democrats. And the last scenario here, Biden wins, but the Senate stays Republican. So if the Senate stays Republican, now we're looking at probably more something like the Problem Solvers Caucus, their bill at 1.5 trillion. And the reason that I say that is now you're really going to have to negotiate. So you have Biden in the White House. So you have the White House, you have the House of Representatives, but you do not have the Senate. So there's going to have to be some real negotiating going on. And I think something like the Problem Solvers Caucus, that bill will be presented again. And if you remember that, $450 enhanced unemployment, around that number, PPP funding, liability protection, testing, school funding, airline funding, and then direct payments. So just looking at all these scenarios, the main thing to really look at is, will we receive direct payments or not? So in 3 of the scenarios, we receive direct payments. However, if the president wins and the Senate remains Republican, I cannot see us receiving a direct payment. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think we'll be looking at a situation where we'll have to go with a skinny bill. But I want to know what you guys think about all this. So in the comment section, let me know down below. Make sure you vote if you have not voted already. And subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification, that way you get notified. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.